if it isn't you and I won't make it without you by my side. I can walk and still can't talk and fly without you and I'm so lost without you. I won't make it without you. I'm so lost without you. I won't make it without you. I don't care what the others say, and I still think of you night and day, and yeah, I lost my way.
Hello and welcome back. This is game 2 of the New Zealand Mixed Ultimate Championships here in Christchurch, New Zealand. We have another game to present to you at the moment between Pool B 3rd seeds Credo and 4th seeds DMT. That's the Dunedin mixed team. Should be a cracker of a match. Both teams looking for their first win. They both come up with just losses and they will be here to play. So
welcome. We are here in New Zealand Mixed Ultimate Championships Div 1. My name is Phil Shields. We have a cracker of a game here. We're live from Christchurch, New Zealand. This is Div 1. We've got two teams that have just come off of losses. We've got Pool B number 3 and 4 seeds Credo and DMT. That's Dunedin mixed team. Should be one cracker of a game. Commentators today are Toby and Rachel, and if you are on our live stream, please mention us and link us to your friends so they can join in with all the fun.
Good morning and welcome to the first pull of the game from DMT on the left hand side of your screen. We have, this point is starting with a 4 male matching. We have teams signaling their readiness on both sides.
Hands up. Big pull. It's tough conditions with a little bit of wind, and that's going to drift out, unfortunately. It's not what you want to see, a brick right at the start of the game, but there's a lot of game left, so we might see that dialed in later.
So Toby, you've already played a game this morning. What are the conditions like on the field? Is it a bit gusty the higher up you get wind-wise?
I would actually say it's near prime time Frisbee conditions. It's not too hot. It's just a little bit of a breeze. It was picking up a little bit earlier, but for now fairly stable. I would say the worst thing is actually the ground is a bit hard. If you have shin splints, I'm sorry.
If you don't have shin splints, you might have them at the end of the weekend anyway. But we have Nauman with the disc. However, there's a pit call stopping play. We have DMT setting up with what looks like a zone of sorts. This call slow to resolve, but the person who was caught up in the pick has gone back to the position that they were in originally.
So disc with Credo here. Looking for things to clear up, looking downfield. Engaging now. Nauman upline. Beautiful shot.
So we have a match defense actually here from DMT. We want just some patient movement from the handlers here for Credo, looking to hold their first point. We've got Nauman and number 20, who is...
Oh, great bid there.
Oh, great bid by
Huge bid layout, gives the chest slap. That's going to get the team fired up.
And Cooper looking to reel it in. No lay from him. But putting his hand up, signaling that he could have gotten there. Probably should have laid out himself. But he'll be looking to get another D no matter what.
Yeah, it's a great bid by Cooper. That's fantastic work. Hopefully we'll see more of that from him. So it's a turnover now for Credo. They back in their end zone. Nauman picking up. Very capable thrower. We're seeing a horizontal setup. Oh, we're seeing some shift though. We're seeing Francis dropping right back actually. This is an unusual kind of start to a play. I guess he's setting up a cut for himself. Oh, he's completely free.
But we have a poach off from the handler set. Credo looking to utilize that poach. Oscar working hard at this point. He's wanting all the unders. Oscar, who is from England, I believe. So we've got an expat. He's been here for a couple of years. Vala looking deep to 25. Craddock, but a big D. Just getting in there.
Just lost off the tips of the fingers there, perhaps. That's unfortunate, but it's a good sign of what's to come, I think. Some nice movement from the horizontal, one down line, and then a nice shot head deep.
A pressure D from Lily there. Just on the Credo player's shoulder, on Craddock's shoulder, making him go up, making that catch even harder than it already was. And we've got Altenberg Carey coming in with a disc. Altenberg Carey just recently came back from playing with Manuka, the New Zealand mixed team, who played on the Gold Coast.
Yeah, great player. Let's see what she can do here. Looking at the center of that disc nice and early. There's a lot of pressure on all these undercuts though. Oh, interesting look, but just doesn't quite connect there.
Trying to be a bit creative with his throws, but not being able to connect with Altenberg Carey. Oscar again with the under. Oscar's been putting in the training apparently, and a big hammer. Vala takes it in easily. Multiple receivers for Credo there. That is a hold for Credo on the initial point of this game.
Yeah, Credo will be happy with just getting that one in there. But DMT absolutely have the opportunities, and it's just a little bit of a miscomm there, or a missed throw perhaps on their own goal line. It leads to a really, really short field and a put in for Credo.
Sometimes when you're a bit more creative with your throws, even your own team isn't expecting them, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is regrettable.
So we've got some interesting kit on the field as well. DMT repping the festive season pants here. Looks like there's plenty of a good range of motion in those pants. I hope that they're nice and breathable as well.
Yeah.
Definitely colorful. Great for the stream.
What do you think of the air resistance on those bad boys? Does that knock you down a notch or two on the sprint speed?
It makes you more visible for your other teammates to throw to you. So
yeah.
It evens out.
When they say pick your receiver, that's who you pick?
Yes. But don't throw it out their legs, of course.
Yeah.
So we have the first woman's point. We have Tiang coming in with the pull.
Fantastic puller, actually. Hopefully I didn't jinx her, but has a lot of power and really manages to get it down there quite often.
Nice pull past the brick mark here. Received by Shimin. Zatanovic.
Great shot there. Streaking deep. Great to see that put. Surely she reels this in. Oh, great grab.
That's an excellent shape on that throw. Way over the defender, right into her hands, and a great take as well. And she's looking for the reset. She's communicating with her fakes.
Oh, it's chaos. Oh. No, not quite. Yeah, that's unfortunate. She did such a good job to reel that in as it came over her head. Just couldn't quite find a clear reset there or a clear option, and just opts to throw into the masses to try and sneak one in.
Not a bad shape, trying to get over the front defenders in the end zone and to the offenders who are at the back. So not a bad idea, but maybe next time trying to use a wider pivot to get around that mark. And we have an inside shot from Tiang.
McGuinness is gone, absolutely streaking deep. Huge put from Tara Lennart's perfect put. A beautiful ultimate. You love to see that. There should be a big celebration.
McGuinness really setting that up with her cut, demanding that throw really from her teammate, from Taylor Lennart's. How could you not throw to that cut?
That had to go. It would have been like a teamwork foul or something if that hadn't gone.
And a quick point for them, conserving their energy.
Here we see again. Beautiful big shot. Sat wonderfully. She had all the time in the world.
I wonder if that was a miscommunication on the DMT defense, because McGuinness had so much space there. Set up by Tiang with this inside. You can see how low that release point is for her.
I think perhaps that was a little bit of a mind game from McGuinness-Evan. Starting at the back of the stack, most players will cut under from the back of the stack, and in turn instead she just turned around and put the boosters on.
It seems like she was recognizing what her defender was giving her and that they were giving her the deep, so she took it. And McGuinness, a very athletic player, very fit, loves to run and tire out her defenders downfield, so will happily go for a jog if given the chance.
Absolutely, and that's a break for Credo. So putting them up 2-0.
So Credo and DMT would have played against each other in the warm-up tournament for in the Southern Qualifier, I imagine.
Yeah, they definitely have some idea of how each other plays. Here we go again, Chang with the pull. Nice big pull.
Keeping it in the field. Shimon to pick up. Satanovic is a real stalwart in the handler set for DMT. And looking big for DMT as well. We have Scott looking to reel this in the end zone. Word in. Took a bit of a tumble there, wondering if there's some contact on the ankles.
Immediate foul call as well. So this is going to be a discussion for sure. It's always tough to know exactly how much contact happened between the legs there and how affected that feels the play was.
Just wondering who is calling that foul.
That's Graydon Scott, I believe.
Seeing as it's a turnover, if that wasn't that was the defense calling the foul, a retraction would mean that it was still a turnover. But it looks like they're playing it through, talking about what they felt.
Yeah, it's always tricky in these scenarios because if you get clipped, you know you want to claim that you had a play at it still, and as a defender sometimes you think, oh, I don't know if you had a shot at that. So it always comes down to these kind of discussions, and we'll have to see if it gets brought back. Oh, here we see another look at it.
You see Warden try to set up the box from the back, trying to make Scott have to go up early, and then Warden is just goes for a bit of a roll.
I mean, there clearly had to be some contact for Warden to take a tumble.
Scott's going to be someone who and we have a retracted foul there, so the turn remains. So it looks like we're going to just go from the back of the end zone here, Credo to pick up the disc. Scott's going to be someone who wants a lot of touches on the disc, having recently played with the mixed New Zealand team, Manuka. But he is has played with this in Dunedin for a long time and gives the team a lot of direction as well.
Yeah, I think that's a great use of the rule in Frisbee, where if it didn't affect the play, then you don't have to do anything. Like, you don't have to make a call, and you can just let it play out.
So Credo all the way in their own end zone now.
Great up line, looking deep. Oh, shot didn't quite come out as hoped. Amazing attempt to collect, but not quite. Here we're back on offense for DMT. Scott with the disc, swinging wide. Great find there, great collect, looking downfield immediately. Douglas with the disc, swinging back to Scott.
No continuation from DMT though. That cut from cut coming a little late on the far side, but they're working it around the middle of the field to
Great
Shimon.
Oh, huge block by Tiang. Just managed to get hands up to that.
Good off
Fantastic.
Tiang to keep an eye on the disc, as she's also watching her defender as well, having to look at both places in order to get that D.
See Tiang picking up now as well. There's a lot of contests at the front of the stack here. Warden going deep.
We've got Shaw as her reset down the line.
Beautiful pass. Disc is up. McGuinness chasing down. Phenomenal throw. Can she box it out? Perfectly done. Hopped in just on the line. Fantastic work.
Way to hold up under pressure of the oncoming defenders by McGuinness. And the team is celebrating. Lots of high fives and smiles all around.
Yeah, that's a fantastic work by Shaw as well. A little bit of a discussion happening now just between Tiang and Shaw around how the reset looks as well.
Great power position hut from Shaw. So Shaw is from Germany, having recently played in the European Championships, and even manages to toe it in. Good awareness by McGuinness.
Great work here by them to sort out that little bit of confusion in the reset and get a nice upline power position to set this play up. Very patient, well positioned, wonderfully done.
Not worried about the defender coming in over both shoulders. That's great take by McGuinness. So that is 3-0 to Credo at the moment. Although there's been quite a few turns and there's been some looks at the end zone by both teams.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunities. DMT is definitely having some Some good movement on the field as well. I'm really enjoying some of these like swings between the handler sets and then these nice gainers downfield. It just seems like a little bit of the classic white line fever so far. Just not quite able to complete.
I think DMT playing a bit more of a loose style compared to Credo's more structured, drilled style. Both have their advantages. I think at the moment, DMT are being tempted into throwing some more wayward throws, and I think that they need to be maybe a little bit more restrained about what they're doing. They had some good patience in front of the end zone and some great swings, and if they continue to not get, as you said, white zone fever, or red zone fever, then they should be able to work it around and eventually find themselves in the end zone.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of game left. I have a lot of faith that DMT will bring some magic back for us. I know that Credo has been working a lot on trying to get those break shots like early in plays, from static discs and things to kind of set up for some of these longer plays. And so it looks like their game plan and their training is really coming into effect brilliantly. We've seen some amazing plays so far where we've seen power position then into deep shots. We'll see if DMT has a response to that as well. It is hard to mark.
So that timeout there called by DMT. Credo ready with the pull. We've got one of their captains, Sam Taylor-Lenartz, looking to pull now. DMT, quite a resilient team, a younger team than Credo possibly, but they'll be looking to just focus on each point as it comes, I bet.
Taylor-Lenartz with the pull. It's a little bit lower, should be fielded nice and early. Centered, DMT ready to play their offense.
And we see a match defense from Credo here. Good chats from the sideline on the Credo.
Yeah, really interesting offense here from DMT as well, where they're leaving a lot of space in the middle. We see these swings happen and these attacking cuts through the middle, these diagonals. Great hands there from Satanovic. Downfield to Gregory. Looking for that, nice patience here. This is what I like to see, a little bit of a reset calmness.
And an inside shot to the defender by Gregory, although there is a call on that disc.
Great defense here. Credo shutting down the options, looking for forcing a really challenging throw. Yeah, it's tough. In Frisbee, the rule is contact before, during, or after the play can count as a foul. So they'll have to have a discussion about who is entitled to which space there.
Because it looked like the disc was coming almost towards the Credo player, so potentially both players moving into the same space as a result, which resulted in the contact.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic defense by Credo though, like really high pressure, causing a, hotly contested pass. It looks like an accepted foul in the end.
So DMT retains possession here.
Douglas with the disc, looking things to just clear up a little first and kind of wait. Nice shot through to Satanovic, and then surely a little leading pass. Beautiful stuff from DMT, and they're on the board.
Satanovic great with her catches and then a quick release. She seems to have a really good handle of getting her grip right before she throws in a very quick fashion.
Love to see it. On the board, no donut.
That timeout obviously worked for DMT.
He'll get another look. Satanovic pushing in to drive the defender away. It leaves a lovely spot, and then just leading this beautiful little pass through.
Great recognition by Satanovic as to where the space was for her cut as well.
Yeah, it's impressive by Douglas here to thread this through as well. This is like quite a narrow channel you've got to shoot through here.
You see his shoulders moving, trying to get Golby to bite on his fakes. And it works into the end zone.
All right, now we get to see what DMT are going to do on defense. This is, they're a couple of points down now, so you definitely don't want to mess around. We see a lot of players on the field from both teams, all involved, listening to the calls, getting ready for that big sideline. In Frisbee, it's important to have these players on the sideline involved, loud, cheering, reinforcing what the game plan is for the players on the field.
DMT fielding a smaller team than Credo, so there's going to be fewer voices on the sideline to support the team, but it's not necessarily the number of voices, it's also what they're communicating, what information they're passing on to their teammates too. Because, as a player, you can't see everywhere on the field necessarily, so having that information from the sideline can be really valuable. and using that to their advantage, having eyes in the back of your head from the sideline. We've got a big pull right into the back corner. Vala fielding that into the middle to Nauman. So Credo really deep right now. Great pull from Scott.
Nice swing. Taylor nuts back to Nauman. Now Francis. Streaking deep. Shot goes up, but it's a little bit left. Oh, amazing backup. Oh, lost it on the ground. That's an amazing bid by both players.
Craddock not willing to give up on that one. Seems like we've got a bit of a cramp on the field. Two players looking like they hit the ground hard there.
A second game cramp. That's not very common.
Loving to see the level of commitment from both teams.
Someone get that man some electrolytes. Amazing bid though. Here we see it again. Just lifting over the intended receiver. Amazing chase just to get there. Couldn't quite reel it in, and then another bid lost on the ground.
Potentially that bid by Cooper, the defender, blocking the vision a little bit of the offender of Craddock. So it's always good. Even if you don't touch it, sometimes being in the space can make the catch harder. And as a result, this one turned over.
I hope we see Cooper back. Been playing great. The matchup with him and Craddock as well has been amazing. Douglas with the disc, looking for a reset here. They're having some trouble figuring it out. Nice. Scott manages to get free in the end there. Great mark from Lee, just keeping that pressure on.
Saw a bit of contact between Lee and Scott.
It's up, but it's floaty. Nauman loves a bit of disc in the air. Om nom nom. Swinging now. Vala with the disc in the middle. Credo all set up, ready to play offense.
Taylor Arts with the disc. She's indicating with her hands what she wants.
Besseline on the side. Just looking to center the disc perhaps, let things clear up a little.
Quite a few poachers from DMT on this D. Need to make sure that they keep honest into the end zone now.
Disc up. Oh, Lee over the top.
Great read from the back of the pack by Lee.
Unbelievable to get over the top of that. So many players in the way. It's incredible that he did that cleanly as well. Let's see that again.
And we see a power position huck from Taylor Arts. And a great read from Lee. Just getting in there in time. Big pressure from Scott.
Yeah, very difficult there for Scott, who ended up on the other side of the players, and so it's quite hard to make a bid in there without being, too much contact. So he did really well to kind of make a play, but still, keep it clean. So that makes it 4-1.
We have the team list now here for Credo. Quite a few players. They've got a deep roster here.
Yeah,
from 0 to 100 numbers.
Yeah, 0 to 100. Yeah, they've got a lot of names we know and a few not so familiar with actually. There's some great upcoming players as well. So it's good to see. Here we see again DMT preparing for offense. They've had a few goes at it now, and they've definitely got to hold this one. Otherwise, the game is going to run away on them a little bit.
Now, DMT have been looking deep, but their deep shots haven't been quite as clean as Credo's. They tend to be to more contested, covered players. So I want to see DMT making sure that their deep shots, their deep cuts are being set up and keeping other players out of the end zone when you have a deep cut going.
Nice centering, Stanovic. Fraser on the mark. Scott with the disc, streaking deep, lots of players. Doesn't look like it's coming this time though.
But we saw 3 or 4 players cutting deep at the same time there. You want to clean that up. And Gregory with a deep cut to score. Excellent take. That just came out pretty fast, but it was a sure thing into Gregory's chest.
Yeah, fantastic. Great ultimate.
Gregory just having come back from playing in Los Angeles at the World Masters Championships with Kotare, the women's masters team.
Here we see it again. Just sneaking it down the line there. Actually, it's quite an interesting shot because normally you would see it up and a little more floaty, but the nature of the separation there with the receiver was actually perfectly placed just down the line here. Nicely done by Douglas, actually.
A midfield huck like that, though, if it stays at a height that's catchable for a very long time, that means you have more of a window in which to take that disc. We see the team list now from DMT. I apologize, I have been saying Gregory, but it is Catherine Adams. So we have 4-2 to Credo at the moment. Still a long game to go. DMT have been showing that they're not going to roll over in this game.
Yeah, it's good to see that go in. As I said, there's a critical point for them to keep it somewhat even. They often say that you really are shooting to take half here, so that'll be the first to 8 points, and that really does set you up well for the second half of Frisbee. Then we see the pull going up, landing about midfield. Nauman will be picking up. Already in motion, the offense from Credo. Francis setting up his cuts. Big free in the middle. Teo Lennart's hitting long, but it's not coming.
We've seen a lot of undercuts from Oscar to initiate. I wonder if this has been called specifically by Credo. They are running, Credo is running O&D lines, so they have had a chance to set up their plays. See Southpaw Nauman with the lefty fake. And a nice swing from Teo Lennart's.
Good to see Cooper back on the field, marking Francis. Oh, just lifted in the wind.
Good force on the field by Cooper there to make that, to force that. We have a timeout called by Altenberg Carey.
Yeah, that's a good call there. You could tell it was looking a little bit messy out on the field, and it was just good to calm everyone down, because this is a critical point for DMT. If they can take advantage of this opportunity and put this one in, they're back in this game.
You can see Altenberg Carey looking downfield and seeing not enough players and just deciding to call that timeout. But yeah, it was a great mark by the person, I believe it was Cooper, who made that throw go over the head of Teo Lennart's. That reset was misthrown then. Yeah,
it's actually quite an interesting breeze where it's like, it's fairly gentle, but it's quite a lifting breeze actually. The nature of it is, the previous games we saw a few discs just kind of drifting up over people, and it's coming from behind us. It's a little bit swirly, to be fair. The trees in the park often create these conditions where it's a little bit inconsistent. You don't quite get the same direction, and it does lead to these kind of missed throws that we see.
We've also had a change in direction of the wind as well, so players need to make sure that they're aware of this and not just relying on muscle memory from the first game.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Flags have turned. It's coming towards us now. Ah, that is it. That is a good point. If you're throwing the same throws that you warmed up with, it's not going to work.
Although we also have DMT playing on a different orientation field as well.
Yeah, that's true.
All things that need to be thought about and take up, brain space when you're playing. So we have the DMT huddle talking amongst themselves. We had Credo's coach in the circle during this timeout talking to them, McIntosh, a player as well who's currently unable to play due to an injury, but I'm sure he's very valuable in a coach role as well.
So in Ultimate, when we're returning from a timeout, it's a very formal process. All of the offense has to set up where they want to be to start. And once they have decided that they are set up, they say we're set, and then they can't move. Then, as we see now, the defense are moving out to pick up those players and figure out who's marking who. Once both teams are arranged, defense and offense, the thrower will tap the disc in again.
And we see a flick force by Credo with Lewis on the mark. Pretty standard vertical right now.
Yeah, it's a vertical, and they'll, just a little pop pass there. Downwind, dropping the disc rapidly. Altenberg Carey clearing through now. Little IO shots at the break side. Looking for that next continuation. Nothing going, so looking for a reset. Nice work by Cooper to get free there in that tight space.
We see the handler reset setting up a bit more consistently now from DMT.
Hutchinson up line to Cooper. Cooper looking here, just seeing if something can be pushed in, but it doesn't look like it, so it's back to a reset, but no one's hitting out for the break, so it's going to be a hammer over the top. Amazing work by Hutchinson to get round and collect that. Cooper with the hammer.
I didn't see where he even came from to take that.
Celebration from DMT.
Well-deserved celebration. It looked like it was going out the back to me, but the players knew the disc better than we did from here in the commentating booth.
I think that wind tripped everyone up, actually. It looked like it was heading to the middle and then just drifted right back over. Amazing work to pull that in. Very clean. Toes it in field as well.
It's tracking that disc the whole way. So, is that a break?
That's a... Is it a break? I don't remember, actually.
But we're still in... It's a tight game now. 4-3, I believe, to DMT. Good tracking of the disc there. You always got to be ready, especially when it's a late stall throw, because it's gonna, you want the person with the disc to put it up high and let your players have a chance to come under it if it's a late stall like that.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a Frisbee classic as well, doing that upline cut where you didn't manage to score off the upline and then just a quick squiggle break side and a hammer will come over the top.
Hopefully we see some more hammers by DMT. We've been seeing a lot of hammer fakes, but no one's actually following through, so keeping things exciting for us.
We see a very similar line as well, so they clearly are fired up and feeling confident they want to have another go at it. It would be huge to tie this game up. Game of breaks so far.
A big pull from Scott here. DMT going to be looking to chase this disc down.
Wind's really picking up as well, so this pull has got to be kept in check.
That looks like it's going out.
Yeah, unfortunately not quite recognizing the increase in wind there.
As you mentioned earlier as well, when it goes high like that and above the tree line, it can pick up quite a bit and just the disc just goes.
Yeah, substantially different conditions. This could make this game anyone's to take. The wind does get a little bit, well, let's just say it causes some variation in the play. You can't just do your simple normal break throw and shot deep.
Just got to make sure you're putting plenty of spin on the disc. We've got a deep cut. Oh, it was setting up a deep cut from Taylor Arts. But good switches by DMT, although Oscar Francis with the disc now on the under. Is engaging his dump with good communication with his dump in terms of indicating.
Taylor Arts looking downfield now. Francis again featuring heavily. Just looking to try find an opening for the end zone now.
Francis taking his O-line job very seriously, but a D from DMT. That was a bit messy, and DMT really took advantage. Marsh with the D there. Big hand to the disc.
Fantastic work to get right up in there. That little lefty back was going to be cheeky if that got through. Shooting down the line now. Looking to center early. I like this, giving a lot of time for that reset. Oh, and a great throw to sit into the wind. Cooper has plenty of opportunity. Puts it up for Scott. It's going to be hotly contested, though.
Scott goes
amazing
high.
Grab. Just rips it out of the sky. That's fantastic by Graydon Scott.
And that's a break for DMT. At the very top of his jump there, just by his fingertips. Great box, great position. Show him the disc.
Yeah, absolutely love to see that. Here we see the reset again, getting a bit jammed up. Great work on the mark to block that.
Specifically, good work between Adams and Marsh. They're working together to make that lane, that throwing lane, really narrow and really small. And it worked.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. Well generated. And then this is just, separation down there. You may as well shoot it. And Scott is fantastic in the air as well. Managed to pull that down.
You can see Taylor Knight's trying to lean into the space that Scott is occupying, knowing that that's where the disc is going to come down, but unable to get there first. Great grab just by the fingertips.
Yeah, fantastic positioning by Scott there. Like, really forced Taylor Knight's to go around. You could tell that Taylor Knight's wasn't super happy with the positioning. That's fantastic. That's evened the game up to 4 apiece. DMT right back in this. We see Tiang putting the hand up, signaling readiness now. DMT just preparing themselves, about to pull. Douglas with the pull. Oh, it's ambitious with the wind change again. Fortunately, we might just see this one again going for a break.
Lots of breaks.
Both teams.
This game. Yeah. Trying to shoot big for an advantageous pull, but instead just landing it out the side.
Yeah, it's definitely a worthwhile discussion. The sideline threw the disc into the middle of the field, and you're not really supposed to. You're supposed to leave it on the sideline for a player to come and collect. So
McIntosh, the coach, really wanting to play, obviously. Desperate to get on.
Been too helpful.
We see Worden with the disc, holding it back, except not, with the hammer to Lee. Right into the hands. Lee's going to be kicking himself for that. An excellent receiver, and I guess Worden heard my plea earlier for more hammers.
Fantastic shot, actually. from what looked like a holster on the huck to going to reset to the middle and then deciding, actually, no.
Great recognition by Worden to see that the initial look to Lee wasn't on, and then after that, maybe the defender had dropped off Lee a little bit. Worden had a second bite of the apple there.
I'm super excited to see this defense now from Liam Worden. You know that they're going to be fighting for it. Oh, big huck goes up. 2 free from DMT. Disc falls slightly short, but they managed to collect it. Credo players avoiding that contact nicely. Aldenberg carry just a few meters out from the end zone.
Now, this is where we want DMT to be patient with their swings, not looking to jam it. There's a lot of calling for the disc on the field.
Oh, that's such an unlucky drop. I love the shot through there. Really found a nice little angle, and that's a very uncharacteristic drop. Swinging now. Credo back on offense.
We see switches by DMT on the defense, trying to poach off on their players, obviously relying on their teammates to pick up anyone that's poached off. And
Credo just looking downfield now. Oh, a lot of pressure on that. Well collected by McGuinness. Just looking to reset now, calm things down a little bit. Great upline cut there from Worden, looking for that final shot.
And
Holly contested.
Lily, and a great take by Hayes there. Great shot by Worden. Saw the distance that his receiver had on his defender. Put it out in front of him.
Yeah, he got himself that assist that he deserved. Here you see again,
Good
McGuinness
job.
faking, looking. Great upline cut here, leaving a lot of room. Worden sees the shot. Perfect leading pass. Hayes just holding up here, make it really hard for the defender to get to.
We saw Lily try and go over the shoulder there. Good amount of pressure. McGuinness also, that catch through the contact, it was good focus, making sure to think about the throw rather than about the contact itself. Timeout called now by Credo.
They have a lot of players on that field. They are ready to time out.
So they'll be calling their D-line now by the looks of it. So lines being able to call O&D lines, having people having a season-long focus on what kind of role they're playing means that they're dialed in and really focused on what their job is on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. It's quite interesting just observing the team sizes. Actually, there's 5 or so more players on the Credo squad, which means that there's a bit of a trade-off that happens where you have more fresh legs and more running, but slightly better connections on smaller squads. So you're more familiar with each other and you've more play time together, the same throws, the same receivers.
And it's also early on in the tournament, you really want to be adjusting to what the weather is like, what you feel like this morning. You know, every day is different when you're playing a tournament. So it's a good chance to pace yourself over the length of the 3 days.
Yeah, absolutely.
A long time out here from DMT. But DMT loves a party, loves to get the energy up. So they're using this chance to support each other. Lots of voices.
They've even claimed that was their strength. When queried what strengths do they have, they said putting. And then when asked what weaknesses, they said, execution and soft drop. So it's not the ideal trade-off for Ultimate Frisbee, but they're still making it work out there.
5-4.
Okay, we see the players on the line. Chang with the disc again. We'll definitely see a lot of her pulling.
And we see her, talking to her teammates. Good comms. Good communication.
Nice ball, sitting in the wind and notably not a brick.
And Stanovic is looking downfield now. We have a side stack from DMT, but they're adjusting to what looks like a zone from Credo. Credo looking to be playing a junk zone at the moment, or perhaps we have 2 defenders in the same space by Credo, which isn't the best. We have 21 Fraser trying to cover that swing.
It's a really, really strong junk coming out from Credo so far. DMT is really having trouble finding where the free players are and where the opportunities are on the field.
Stuck on this line here, on this close side line. And Fraser with the D.
We've had a call here. Looks like a call on the throw. Does make sense. It didn't quite come out as you wanted, I'm sure. So we'll see it go back.
You could hear the contact from here. I just wasn't sure whether it was on the disc or on the hand, but it seems like it's an accepted foul.
Yeah, must have been a little bit of contact on the disc while it was still in his hand, I believe.
So the reset handler is standing right behind the player here for DMT, which is it's an interesting place to stand. Depending on what DMT have been working on all season, that can kind of clog up that handler space, or it can be exactly what they want.
Yeah, it's a really smothering junk and fantastic defense from Credo so far. There's players free downfield, but it's hard to identify and find where that opportunity is. We see some pointing now from Douglas looking over, but immediately covered. They're just struggling to find their ground.
I mean, no players in the middle at the moment. I want some DMT players dragging the wings out and then one person cutting into the middle. Satanovic with an excellent continuation.
They've made some ground here, so they have some room to work with. Oh, and that's a really unfortunate drop.
Soft drop, one might say.
That might be that weakness they were referring to.
And we also saw a lot of restraint against the Credo zone, so maybe a bit faster movement would be a better thing to try on offense for DMT.
You see Tiang picking up the disc here. Quite a deep stack from Credo, but they're really looking to take advantage of these amazing throws that Tiang has. It's nice movement out of the handlers, just get things started. But nothing happening, so they're going to have to look for another reset.
That inside's really open now, but Credo just looking away at the wrong time.
Just swinging across now.
Lots of poaches from DMT, trying to protect the end zone. And a break throw there to Tiang.
Great speed. Yeah, it's amazing speed from Tiang to get across that break side shot. Wooden just set it out really nicely as well.
A throw which said, this is where I want you to be, go run and be there.
Absolutely. I mean, she had so much pace coming across as well. She left her player in the dust.
Left her hat in the dust as well. We get to see that again now, this break throw coming out from Worden.
Here we see streaking across the field. Just managed to sneak that backhand around before the mark cut and covered it fully. Here we see Finn swinging the disc to the middle. Scholl.
So that is a break from Credo. So they'll be happy with that. Still not a lot of points in it.
Yeah, extending their lead out to 2 points again. This is big for Credo. They want a little bit of buffer here. This is definitely not a game that they want to lose. Coming from a loss in the previous game, if they go down 2 losses now, that'll mean much harder games later because they'll be playing against the stronger teams from other pools. Yeah, Douglas will be a little bit unhappy about letting that break shot go, and I think that's something that DMT is going to have to really focus in on, as they've seen a lot of these break throws. Credo has really capable throwers, so they really have to make sure they're covering that and not getting baited too much into open side throws.
We have been seeing a few inside breaks, so maybe Credo have been trying to adjust to that and then instead over-adjusting and letting the around go too easily. It's tough to know what to take away when you're on the break side right in front of the end zone, because anything that goes up, it can be dangerous.
Absolutely. Here we see a little bit of embarrassment for sure from the pool just drifting out of it there. Looked like a little bit of an early release. It's happened to the best of us.
We have some discussion.
They're just trying to find where exactly it came out here. Seems to be some agreement. Golby on the mark, Douglas with the disc. Swing all the way to Scott. That's nice. Opens up a lot of the field. And a gainer down the sideline as well.
So despite
DMT looking to come back.
Despite this short field, we have Credo throwing their zone, their junk zone, by the looks of it. So we've got a lot of running up the front here. Ooh, seeing that spicy blading throw from Scott. Scott wanting the disc back immediately and sending it to Altenberg carry.
Oh, just tipped out of the hands there.
What a great shot by Scott to his Manuka teammate Altenberg carry. Right in the hands, but not enough. Hopefully they can get it back.
Credo wasting no time here on the turnover. Lead with the disc, Scott marking up. They're looking to just center that disc now. Fraser in the middle. Nothing really happening though. She's looking back immediately. Nice easy reset there.
And again to Fraser, who's got power position and sends it.
Oh, great pickup by McGuinness. Oh, pick called. Looks like Satanovic might have got caught up in the stack there a little bit. So
Great recognition by McGuinness to see that it's short and be in the right space to catch it.
yeah, that is actually well collected.
Right by her ankles as well. They'll be feeling those hamstrings during that catch.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we're going to see Fraser with the disc again. Ultimate big carry, just figuring out what stall we were on, where we came back to. One of the key aspects of Ultimate Frisbee is you'll come back to the last point of certainty. A little bit of a piece on the swing there. Fraser with the disc again, having a lot of involvement at this point. Lee with the disc on the sideline now, looking middle. Teo Linarts, he's a shooter, but decided this isn't quite the opportunity. Unfortunately, just drifted a little way. Macaulay Scott couldn't get to it.
That'll definitely get Teo Linarts fired up, though. He's going to want the disc back. He holds himself to a very high standard. We see their Credo zone setting up. We've got, it looks like a bit of an arrowhead right now. So that means that they're going to be wanting to try and force DMT to throw it around the sidelines and around the middle of the field rather than through the middle of the field.
Yeah, it's a very interesting defense, isn't it? It's allowing a big over-the-top shot. It's a lot of pressure coming in from Taylor Lennox. We couldn't get there in time, leaving it deep free. And that's a score for Altenberg Carey the second time around. Fantastic work from DMT. Taylor Lennox going to be really gutted he couldn't quite get to that. Oh, good celebration as well.
Altenberg Carey just standing in the end zone, really teaching Credo that they need to respect the deep position in their zone. That's a hold by DMT, so they're going to need to still put the mahi in if they're going to want to bring it back before half.
Here we see it again. Scott just shooting one over the top there. Well collected under pressure. And then a beautiful flat throw down. I believe Douglas throwing that assist there.
Scott really trusting his receiver, knowing that he's going to get it. And good placement. It was right by the sideline. Could have very easily been out with the wind. Showing the underside of the disc to the wind, you know, it can lift the disc in, 1 meter further, and it would have been out the side, I reckon.
I love that from Altenberg Carey as well. Just knowing the role. The deep defender has left to make a play, which means you just have to be in that end zone to score. Sitting up there. And
she'll be pleased to get that back after having had the other attempt at scoring pop off her hand. So
yeah, tipped hammers that's always a sad time. We see Coop with the disc. Ball coming up. Choosing a different angle this time, given the wind. Sensible choice. It's in the field. Hard to field early, actually. This is going to give a good opportunity for DMT to get down.
Back of the end zone now. Minion taking the disc. Minion coming from Ireland, who moved to New Zealand within the last year.
Nauman's not moving.
Looking at her dump. Nauman not able to take it at his height, but able to bring it down afterwards. And then...
Amazing block by Hutchinson. Out of nowhere, he didn't quite get the sky, but managed to get a piece of that disc and send it into the ground. That's a short field for DMT, and this is a fantastic opportunity.
DMT setting up without a structured dump, not needing it yet.
Altenberg Carey just looking for that cheeky throw, and there it is. Amazing. Amazing work by DMT.
Shimon just needing to fall over a little bit to catch that, but there for his teammate. And a break from DMT, well, that'll buoy their spirits for sure.
It brings us to 6-all. This is an exciting game.
No team willing to take their foot off the pedal. So that D near the end zone will be, it's good that it meant that break didn't take too much energy for DMT.
Yeah, there was a little bit of hesitation in these handler resets that caused this. Oh, great by Nauman to recollect that, to be fair. And then he must have thought he caught the defender snoozing. It was a foot block from Hutchinson. That's incredible. We love to see those.
Altenberg Carey has some great throws where she knows the direction, and she knows her teammates really well, knows which direction they're going to be cutting in, and puts it up before their defender even realizes it's up. It's just throw a lead. I know that you're going to be there.
Yeah, you'll love to see that. Good sign of connection. Here we see Scott again with the disc, preparing for a defensive point for DMT with the game tied.
So we see Nauman back on the field. Francis on the field as well, who's been working really hard getting the unders. We'll wonder if we'll see him getting lots of touches on the disc like we have previously.
Signaling readiness. Here comes the pull. Nice shape. Deep in the field. Really nice pull. Good opportunity to get down. Now with this again, Hutchinson back on him. He'll be aware of those feet this time. Oh, nice moves. There's a break side throw. Craddock just holding on the sideline, looking for the next shot. Beautiful down the line. Just looking Francis in the middle again.
Lewis is always on the move here. Besling looking downfield. Her teammates are rewarding that.
Huge
Big
grab.
bid. Credo hoping to make it a bit easier with not having to need the layouts.
Oh, and a beautiful throw out to the break side there. Vala unmarked.
And also good job from the rest of the downfielders, making sure that there's a space across the end zone for that to be thrown to Vala. Yeah, so a really strong layout from the Credo player. So
Here we see tail in outs to Vala. Amazing. I was just informed that apparently Ethan Craddock, the man who made the big layout on the far side just before centering, was only cleared to play this morning. So that's bloody lucky for Credo to get him just in time. Great pickup.
and lucky for Craddock himself as well. I'm sure he was chomping at the bit to be able to play. So we have the D-line, Tiang again on the D-line, looking to pull, not wanting to share those pulls around. For good reason as well. She's been consistently sending up some great pulls.
Not wanting to share them. I don't share pulls if I can as well. I love pulls.
So we have DMT on D. This could be half if Credo manages to break. So they're going to be hungry for that. DMT is going to want to be cautious about not letting that happen. I mean, that's a big mental swing, taking half. We have Sam Taylor and Arts coming on to the D line now.
Yeah, this is a strong defensive line from Credo. All of these players are very quick and very powerful. It'll be interesting to see if they can put enough pressure on. Rachel, do you think we're going to see that junk come out again, or do you think it's going to be something different?
I think well, I was going to say I think we're not, but it looks like it is a match. Oh, match defense, and that worked.
Yeah.
The wind has dropped a little bit, so I was thinking that the junk or the zone might not have been working as well for Credo. To Tail and Arts, big shot. He's got pace on him.
That is just an incredible shot. Unbelievable. That offense was just all around fantastic from Credo as well. Like, you love to see that. I believe Utteridge shooting it from the far side of the field all the way across. Fantastic vision. And it's just such a nice throw sitting there for Tail Lennox to run down. There's just no bit at that for the defender.
That's bookends for Utteridge, I believe, who also got the D on that deep shot.
Oh, absolutely. The short throw from DMT just giving the man bookends. Love to see that.
You see it's just not far enough. And Utteridge, great positioning, able to sneak under that.
An assist bookends, I guess, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I'd still count that. If I was the one throwing it, I'd definitely count it. And also, we have a good structure from Credo, not having anyone else hanging out in the deep, clogging up that space. Sam Taylor and Arts having plenty of room to run onto it.
Yeah, Credo just took such nice advantage of that turnover where immediately we saw the disc swing to McGuinness, back to the middle, swung across, taking a lot of advantage of the chaos happening. And this just resulted in a beautiful throw. It's going to bring us to half-time.
And we are going to take a break for half while the teams also do. So we'll come back for the second half of Credo and DMT at New Zealand Mixed Ultimate Championships Div 1.
Smoking out outside, trying to get your attention. You make me nervous. In the corner of my best friend's sofa, you were getting buzzed on rum and cola. Wasn't brave enough yet just to talk to you. Not a smooth talker under pressure. Sweaty palms ain't making it much better. Something about you feels so special. Pretty ugly from the minute that I met you. Sweaty palms ain't making it much better. Something about you feels so special. Pretty ugly from the minute that I met you.
Welcome back to the second game of the day. Credo from Christchurch from ULTI.TV and DMT from Dunedin Otipoti.
Yeah, you're with us at the New Zealand Mixed Ultimate Division 1 Championships. We see Tiang with the disc, ready to pull. Credo coming down on defense, 8-6 to Credo. Big pull, sitting for a long time, lovely to chase down on.
Nice pull from Tiang, that float's excellent. So we've got only 2 handlers from DMT up against a zone of sorts from Credo, so they're going to want to have more options being developed backfield.
I love this from Credo. It's such a good idea to come down with this junk as well. DMT doesn't have an answer to it. There's a few kind of classic solutions to junk that we see, such as attacking forward with the handlers. Oh, huge shot coming up from Scott, but this looks well covered by Wood, and we've just got to see the skybox. Oh, big landing there.
There's a lot of head hitting the ground from Worden. You could really feel that one.
That is a nasty landing. Looks like an injury called. I don't think there's any further call being made.
That's really tough on Worden. You really want to look after your head and neck, and that just stings.
Snap. You hate to see that.
Want to make sure that his teammates are looking after him as well, because anything to do with our head and our neck, we need to look after ourselves.
Yeah, that's really rough.
Seems like the turn is going to stand though. Nauman coming on for Worden, and there was a substitution upfield by DMT as well.
Looks like Cooper may have come on for Shimon for the defensive point.
So Credo have got the whole field to work now. Nice. They're slow to pick up the disc, not in any rush at this stage.
I think that's a success from that Credo defense. We'll likely see it again, that junk defense. It's just working very well. We'll see if they can capitalize on this offense. Nauman just quite collecting that at the fingertips. Fraser streaking deep, but it's not coming just yet. Still very deep though. It could still go. No, coming back under now. McGuinness on the sideline, looking to send it early. Teo Lennartz.
We see Fraser looking to be the dump, but not needed in that space. Tiang then sending it for the end zone. McGuinness again. It looks like it's quite far, but it's being called in. Lots of celebrations on the field.
Amazing. McGuinness is stoked about it. Scott was coming flying in to try and have a bit at that, but just wasn't quite able to get there, which means it was perfectly thrown by Tiang as well.
Great recognition by Tiang to see where her teammate was cutting to. Those two have come off a campaign playing for Whaitiri at the World Championships on the women's team, so they know each other pretty well.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. That's a great shot by Taylor Nuts right at the start there to shoot a little bit of inside and just give that kind of break opportunity to Tiang to shoot to. That mark just a little bit slow to get around to cover that. Great effort by Scott to almost have a bit at that, just not quite able to get in range.
And good avoidance of contact by both players. No one needs to have their hand stood on after the catch or anything.
Yeah, I hope we see that junk again from Credo. It's killing DMT a little bit. The classic kind of way to solve a junk, I guess, is to have a lot of movement forward from the handler space, a lot of attacking and people cycling back in to kind of confuse those defenders as to who exactly they should be on.
And this junk by Credo is has a big emphasis on containment and pushing them back. So having those handlers cut through and downfield and then dragging the disc with them opens it up through the middle of the junk as well, which will be valuable for them. Instead of having to swing it back and around, if they can have those cuts coming from behind, really opening up the space in the middle.
Yeah, it's definitely proving challenging just because the static nature of the DMT style so far. Mm-hmm. The handlers are quite static and they're just having a lot of trouble without that movement. Here we see again that same look from Credo.
I mean, why put it away if it's working?
Yeah, Golby in the middle here on the mark, Scott with the disc. Shimon again on the side. And they're looking for those midfield shots, but as you can see, Hayes is in the middle here, just looking for any run, any little cut through that middle area. So DMT is opting to play through the handlers, but it's just tough work making ground.
So with Satanovic is clearing out, so that leaves fewer options for Scott. Only 2 of them in the space right now, and an easy D from Shawl there.
Well read by Shawl. Macked it straight into the cameraman. We're going to see Worden picking up with the disc here.
Worden back after he's taken an injury sub earlier. Good to see him still playing. coming in on the sideline, quite close to the end zone here.
Hayes in the middle.
We've got Thomas Chappell on the mark. It's his 18th birthday today, we've been told. Happy birthday. Fraser, good positioning to receive that break side pass.
Big fake centering. Birthday boy not quite able to get the hands to that. Hayes with a shot around the side to Fraser. Really nice lead. Fraser not quite in. Looking
Fraser
to finish
looking
this.
for the score and putting it in just out of reach of Shimon on the defense.
I like that by Hayes, just popping the disc out. It's a nice little celebration there.
And that's the assist for Fraser there.
This is just really nice offense here. Just a lot of classic upline strike cuts.
Yeah, great movement from Credo to throw and go and really leave the DMT defense on the back foot. We see that come out of the hands very quickly after the score. I think one of the DMT players might have mistaken that for a turnover, but it's just a quick little
celebration.
Yeah.
I like that. No big spike, just a little boom. Got him.
We see Shimon try and trigger that layout a little too late, I think, or a little bit too far behind. So that brings it to 9-6. That is another break for Credo. That's 2 breaks in a row for Credo. So they're probably feeling pretty comfortable. Sorry, 10-6, I should say.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a lead building now for Credo. That's it's going to be hard for DMT to reel in. It's also, the time's creeping up as well. It takes time to claw these points back. There's a few minutes between points. Well, there should only be one, but it gets a little bit sloppy on the timing sometimes. But
yeah, 75 seconds can drag out sometimes.
Yeah, and so we'll see. We'll see if DMT can pull it back. They're going to have to score a few quickly. We see a big pull coming up right to the back there.
To field that disc. And we see our zone again from Credo. This is looking more like a junk rather than an arrowhead, which means that the handlers are being marked more one-on-one. And that's a nice find by Cooper. An uncommon throwaway from Scott there, just leading his Satanovich a little too far.
Yeah, that's a classic as well. When you feel like you've got out of that kind of first layer of defense and you want to keep the disc moving, but get a little bit ahead of yourself.
Hayes working really hard to get that under, but not able to secure it.
Nice work by Golby, just to get back and give that pressure release there, because Tiang was struggling to find that reset.
Tiang taking her time to find the swing.
McCauley Scott with the disc now. Just looking to reset to Tiang as this downfield kind of figures out what they're doing. A lot of contention there on the undercut. Still nothing, so it's just working way back down the field.
Scott, we've got the a bit of contact there as Fenn takes the disc on the under.
Good work by John-Luc Fenn to hold on to that one. A lot of people streaking under, but there's a bit of a disconnect between the handlers and the downfield at this point, it seems. Credo's struggling all of a sudden, uncharacteristically to earlier in the game.
DMT are really working to stay on those unders and stay really close on those undercuts. Obviously focusing on stopping that initial downfield movement.
Oh, and there we just see a little bounce off the shoulder drop, actually. Just slightly trailing the player there, made it hard to catch. We'll see another look at it here. Just trying to shoot through this gap. Yeah, it's unfortunate. See Shimon picking up with the disc now.
Credo quick to set up their junk again. We have the sideline helping out, telling the handler marks where to be.
It's an incredible shot by Scott to get through, and now it's a clear shot to the end zone. Can she reel it in? Oh, just off the fingertips. That's so unfortunate. That was really nice offense.
That was just such a low release point from Scott to break that initially, and an unfortunate trailing edge attempt at the catch there. Those catches can be really tough, especially if you're trying to run it at pace as well.
Yeah, it's fantastic work from Simmons to be there and ready for that, though. The positioning was amazing. It opened up the opportunity. You see Credo have another go. We'll see if DMT will smother this offense again. Looks like a nice break to start with. Looking for a deep shot, but it's not coming. Nice switch out of DMT there to cover that. Just recovering now, pressuring them back. McCauley Scott.
And a very open Golby in the middle. There's a little bit more integration now between the upfield and downfield. Previously, they were really relying on Tiang in the handler space as an anchor handler. We have Hayes as the dump option now. A big hammer from outer edge. Oh, and Shimon in there with his fingers on the disc, but not enough. Not enough from Shimon, but a great bid nonetheless.
Finn able to collect that. Really, it's an odd catch to have a bobble and then a recollect. So that's 2 now for Credo.
Outer edge will be thanking his teammate for reeling that in, I'm sure. And good recognition from Shimon to see the thrower put his elbow up for the hammer and then try and get in the way.
Yeah, it was actually quite well covered. Good pick by Credo, though, just extending their lead out further. It's making it really hard for DMT to get back in this game. DMT have these opportunities, though. If they really get clinical, there's still an opportunity here, still a chance, there's still time.
And DMT, I mean, I think they're trying to be a bit more conservative with which throwing options they're taking, and I feel like that's almost leading to them second-guessing themselves. They've shown a lot of confidence and trust in their receivers previously, so I hope they're able to maintain that and not let the scoreline get into their head at all.
Yeah, one thing I'd like to see from DMT is a different approach to this junk that they're encountering. We saw them dropping players quite far back, almost like a zone offense. But it's not quite the same when you're against the junk. The midfield still gets picked up very tightly. You don't end up with the same wing kind of gaps that you can shoot into. So they might just have to reevaluate a little bit where they're positioning those midfield players. Yeah,
throwing over the top of a junk can be a little bit harder because quite often the middle of the defense is they're match marking and switching, so they're tight on their players. There's no easy over the wall option to someone who's just standing in the middle, which on a day like today when there's not much wind can quite often be a good way to break through. But yeah, not so easy with the junk that Credo's playing.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like we must have had a little timeout call here. Didn't quite catch it, but some huddles happening on the field indicating a bit of a chat from both teams. I hope there's been some strategy adjustments that we'll see coming out here.
We've also seen, I think we've only got one pair of Christmas pants left on the field now as well. People have been shedding them for the option of shorts. I think maybe it's the when they're actually needing to engage themselves and not overheat, they don't need the pants anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Styly Shimon with the pants. The last man standing.
And we have Tiang with the pole. I bet her shoulders are going to be tired by the end of the weekend after all those pulls.
Yeah, absolutely. Pulling does take it out of you by the end of the tournament. A lot of big pulls.
Yeah, especially when you think it's going to come out a certain way and you realize that you've been doing it all weekend and it's no longer going to go that far.
Yeah, absolutely. Or it'll go that far, but out. Oh, a little flick at the back end there, just a little too much. Satinovic can't quite reel it in. Scott just a little bit casual with the throw there, and that's a shame. 11-6, you can't be making little mistakes like that.
That is the kind of mistake that Credo hasn't been making, and it's kind of it's going to be tough to face such a short field on defense. DMT's going to want to be working hard.
Nice. Swing comes out right away. Look at that middle of the field. Nice breakthrough there. Valo on the far side, looking for that continuation. McGuinness now on the far side. And it's break shots all the way down. Fraser streaking into the back, and that's a goal.
A great cut from Fraser. She started from quite far upfield. She was in the handler space, and then she just didn't stop. Heading for the corner, when in doubt, cut towards the cone. Fraser showed us a perfect example of that.
A lot of smiles after that one. Look at this offense, just flying break side the whole way. Swings around there. Valo looking downfield again. McGuinness. And then again, the DMT just not able to get that mark on down that line. And so another shot goes.
And Scott, again, really close. He's been right in there with the trying to get those Ds on players that aren't his matchup so frequently. He's extra hungry for a D.
It's really impressive to see. He's clearly fighting for it, clearly trying to have a sniff at all of these.
And Chapel there close too. I mean, a lot of their players are. And we see some supporters on the sideline.
This is, of course, Daisy.
our TD's child.
Yeah. This is our wonderful tournament organizer, Richard Fernando. He's a little wee one.
So it's been, I think DMT hasn't scored at all this half so far. It's got to be tough on them. Yep, it's been 4 breaks in a row for Credo. DMT probably trying to get something in so that they can remember what it feels like to score. Sometimes you forget that you're capable of it if it's been a bit of a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've had some real close opportunities, like Simmons just having that trailing catch before, not quite able to just get the fingertips to it. See another pull from Tiang just down the near sideline. Stanovic picking up.
Credo has been doing a really good job of getting a D and then going into some structured offense as well. They've been disciplined on the turns, what I've noticed.
Scott going deep. He clearly wants it. Shot's gone up from Cooper. It's all up to Scott now. And Hayes is good enough. He gets there. Gets that D.
Wow, there was a lot to be asked of Scott there with that tight matchup, and just over his head. Good on Hayes for not causing contact on that take as well.
Yeah, a little bit worried that the MT might be trying to force it a little bit. Scott's a fantastic player, of course. Cooper's a great thrower.
You still want to be moving through your whole team though as well. If they're just looking for a couple players on the field, you've got fewer options then, and you're making it difficult for yourself, really.
Yeah, Hayes has been playing great defense, and here we go with the offense as well. Just a really nice under, looking for that deep shot, not coming. McGuinness, a fantastic gainer here. Looking for that next, not coming. Just going to reset to the middle here.
And we see a pick called in the middle of the stack here. Players have stopped a couple seconds ago, I imagine.
I believe 3 seconds ago was even called out there.
We haven't had too many pick calls this game. The players have been pretty well spread out.
Yeah, it's been nice and clean actually for the most part. Very, very few calls, which is you love to see.
Disc is on the sideline now. Tiang's probably going to be looking to middle that quickly. And good hard work from Macaulay Scott here.
Nice undercut here from Worden. Looking for that deep shot. Hayes going to that back corner. Is that too far? Is it just in? Snuck it in. Trailing foot. That looks like a goal to me.
And again, Hayes doesn't like to hang on to that disc after he scores, does he? It's Hayes calling bookends. Well earned. Well earned.
Absolutely. Claim that. And that's what we were saying, you know, Hayes has been playing great. Putting the energy in, really getting, sticking to his player. And so that's a well-deserved D and a goal. Here we see again the deep shot right into that back corner. Leaves a lot of room for Hayes to work with.
And that was great calling by Hayes as well. He, as Worden was catching the disc, he made himself known, called out for it, made the cut, was watching over his shoulder too to make sure it had gone up. I can just imagine that happening in a drill.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You'd love to see it. That makes it 5 breaks post-half. That is...
Yes, that's a long chain of breaks.
That's rough.
And good work by the Credo D-line.
Here we see the spectators in the stands.
There's quite a few players as well in the stands who are watching the game while they have their bye this round.
Yeah, the pools are actually alternating this round and next round. So this round we've got all of Pool B playing, and the next round will be all of Pool A playing. There'll be another exciting game here after this as well, so definitely stick around for that.
We have Nauman looking to pull now. A big puller. D-line's being worked really hard this game as well. They're probably going to be looking forward to the break that they're going to get next. And right at the back of the end zone, look at that. First cut. No. Fraser rewarding that big pull by cutting off the first throw. Trying to contain it. Seems like it's a backhand force or possibly a middle force.
They're really shutting them on the side. And there's so few handlers back. The 3 handler marks from Credo are even just standing in the lane because there's just no one else to mark there, and so it's a little bit stranded at the moment.
Even when DMT swings it, where's the continue cut to that far side? It's coming quite late.
It's a nice break shot, just to get a little more room out to the side. Altenberg carry, find it on that far sideline. Just looking to come back this way now, use that full width of the field. It's a bit of a gap here in the middle though. Someone's got to, lovely find there.
Sawyer was just standing still for that and finds Satanovic, who passes it off to Cooper.
Yeah, Credo's just letting a few go through in that middle space, which is not what you want to see. Oh, amazing attempt, but it's going to be put down to the ground by Naumann, and it's going to be another turn.
Lots of players right close to the disc for that dump. It was very tough for the thrower there. You can't have 3 people right around the disc. It's just not going to create any space for the throws that you need.
Naumann with the disc. Fraser streaking deep. Looks like the shot's not coming though. Nice swing to Teo Lennartz.
Who puts it up to Fraser. Ooh, and that's a low throw, trying to pick it up.
Yeah, just dying with the wind there. The wind's actually cooled down a lot as well, which makes it a lot droppier rather than loftier. We started with the morning with a more of a nor'wester that kind of lifts throws up, and this one's it kind of kills them down. So it's gonna be, you're gonna have to check your throws now. Scott with the disc, resend it to Douglas. The same smothering jungle defense by Credo.
And still, just 2 handlers back. This is really testing the DMT handler set. But I just want something else from behind to stretch the front handler mark. See that cut from Scott opened up Altenberg carry.
Yeah, it's also important to have some lateral movement behind that first layer. Just because you can shark for those gaps, you know, try to find those little spaces. We see a lot of cycling around and leaving that middle open. Oh, here we go, nice opportunity here. Just going to holster, not quite confident in that one. We like to see that. We want them to take their time, punch this one in.
And we see Scott with the disc. Satanovic now, very patient, good. Nice, a nice swing to score. There we go.
Douglas Hutchinson to score that one. Fantastic work by DMT to stay patient and really work that one in.
And way not to, it's good that they weren't just staring down the end zone. They were looking laterally, and they found the swing to score.
Yeah, I think DMT's offense is really interesting in that they're leaving a lot of space in that middle of the field, and it works really nicely for match defense. However, it's a little bit betraying them against the junk, because they have this gap in the middle where they really need some people kind of sharking around looking for those through shots.
And drawing in those defenders as well. Drawing in the wings and drawing in the middle so that those down the lines are open as well.
Yeah, absolutely. They put themselves on the board again. That's fantastic. They need to have something after half. So now that's 5 breaks and 1 hold. They've got a lot more breaks to come if they want to get back in this.
And especially just making sure that they know what good Frisbee is going to look like on them at the moment, what good defense, what it's going to, how they can show that they're adapting to the Credo zone throughout this game, because they're going to need to adapt to the next team and the team after that throughout the entirety of this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely, and they have to do it quickly.
Yes.
We're closing in on soft cap, and when that goes, we're going to add 1 to the highest score and play till that. So it does mean they run out of time.
Big bladey pull from Cooper. And we have Vala and Teo Lennartz easily working it down the field at the moment.
Craddock back on the field, looking for something. Nothing going, so he's just going to wave off Teo Lennartz and find a nice upline there. Teo Lennartz now just letting things clear up, finding Minion in the middle. Oh, just drifted a little bit wide there. Opportunity for DMT.
We've got Shimin to pick up the disc. DMT is going to want to be clinical about what they're doing now. And
Hutchinson.
They have a deep shot. It's very fast, though. Just came in a little bit far left. It made the receiver have to change direction, and then as a result, she was looking over her other shoulder. That can be harder to read. But she had good distance on her defender. Good recognition.
Yeah, it was nice out of the hand. It was just not quite right for the conditions. Unfortunately, the wind just kind of took that one away. But, you know, if a lady streaking deep has separation, you got to put it.
Absolutely.
It's got to go.
So we have Naumann looking at the length of the field now.
Francis is gone. He set that up early. The shot's gone a little bit left, though. It's going to be hard to reel this one in. Yeah, uncharacteristically wayward huck from Naumann, actually. Normally very clear, and you can see he's a little upset about that one. But now it's an opportunity for DMT again.
So we have a match defense from Credo. So DMT have to adjust what they're doing now on offense.
Oh, it's a little bit squiggly on the reset there. We've got to find something clean. Nice grab there. Just Lily making it safe.
And Shimon getting his body in behind the catching that disc. Hutchinson looking down the line. Lily now indicating with his head where he wants his cutters to go.
Oh, Hutchinson down the line, is that it? Oh, tries to greatest it back in and no one's quite ready for it.
Just asking a lot of that on the receiving end of the throw. Did the most he could do though. Did the most.
Yeah, that must have just been out too. It would have been down the line and it would have been a really close thing for Hutchinson there. Now I'm with the disc again. Nothing much happening in the midfield, so it's going to be a reset. Vala just going straight back to Nauman.
Besling now looking for her handlers, indicating to her handlers.
Nice
Kale
fakes
and
here.
Arts looking for the downfield of Francis. A low release from Francis, just taken by Besling, who had a defender right on her shoulder.
Vala collecting on this near sideline. Swinging back to Francis in the middle. Just looking, letting things clear up a little.
Credo being quite controlled about what they're choosing to throw. Not taking iffy shots.
Oh, nice grab there by Vala. That one just outrun him almost a little bit. Oh, shoots to the middle with a crazy break. What a shot.
Just get that lean over for that inside flick. Really sold his defender out on the mark.
Cooper laughing how he got very close, but not quite to it.
Great job by Vala to take that disc and also keep his feet in and then also find a receiver in the end zone.
It brings us to 14-7, Credo.
Game point for Credo. We see that wayward huck from Nauman, which we don't see very often. So we have a woman matchup point now. Oh, great attempt to try and get it back in the field. Not quite enough spin on that one.
Yeah, we're just shooting a little wide there. Now watch the shot back across the field. This is unusual and really cool. Cooper sees it, doesn't quite really. He falls over trying to dive back to catch it or to block it even. It's a good effort by Cooper, who was clearly wondering why that throw went.
You can see as well as cutting, his feet are kicking up dust as well. Everyone's working hard out there.
That's fantastic. What a fun find. Love to see more creative options like that on the end zone.
Way to see it and be able to throw it immediately as
Absolutely,
well.
yeah. Here we see a nice big pull down. DMT's got to make some magic happen. Satanovic in the middle.
You don't ask much, do you, Toby? Just a bit of magic.
I love magic. Show me a trick or two.
So interesting that DMT have chosen to set up the same way despite knowing it's likely to be a zone, still only having 2 handlers back. And also there's no players on this third of the field as well. Except for
great find! What an incredible shot.
I'm immediately proven wrong. There is a player in that third of the field, and they are scoring. Great take by the birthday boy.
Oh, okay. Cooper's just informed us that, in fact, there's 8 breaks in a row coming right up from DMT. So we're looking forward to see that.
Just what the doctor ordered.
No, that's good. That's a good start. That's what they need, you know. Like, that's what they need. They need to find those options in that corner. Like, that's precision work, isn't it?
Yeah, no, the defender's nowhere near even. It's just led into the space where they had no bid.
Yeah, this is phenomenal from Scott, because this is quite far out as well. Like, he's throwing this from...
and he released that in quite a small lane as well. He didn't have a lot of room between the two defenders who were up front of the zone.
No, yeah, absolutely, actually. It's a fantastic find.
So Credo coming out on O. If they score this, that's game. So DMT know that they have no room for excuses at this point on D.
Yeah, they're gonna be fired up here, ready to chase down. We'll see a big rundown, of course. We're not going to see some of the hard workers that we've seen with Chappell and Cooper on the field, but we know that Scott has been near almost all of the plays, so I'm sure we'll see him involved. Paul's just going to drift for the win, probably just going to go for a brick here on this near sideline.
So I believe brick is called by Vala.
We see Coach McIntosh is saying to place the disc near the sideline instead of send it in after the little miscomm earlier.
That's why he's a coach, not a player, right?
All right, here we see DMT got to work hard on this one. Can't let anything go now. Nice cover in the middle there, just taking away the lane. Bessling just, losing it a little with a bobble in the wind. Just drifted up high and behind her. It's an opportunity for DMT again. Scott's going to pick it up. We'll see if he can find just one of these players.
Great break from Scott, an early break. Trying to get that break in before the defensive mark is even set up.
Nice by Scott to make room there. Nice cut. He's just opening up this field. Back to Hutchinson.
It's a delicate balance of not crowding the handler space, but then on the other side of the coin, not giving enough cuts from downfield.
It's exciting now they're close. This could be another break for them. They're just trying to find their next throw. Scott gets, just waiting on the goal line. That's a brilliant shot there. Satanovic with the break as well to get that infield to Scott. That's fantastic from DMT. That's 1 out of 8.
Now they know what it feels like. There's no... Just got to do that another 7 times.
Phenomenal. We love to see it from DMT. We love the game.
We see the communication between Satanovic and Scott. They know where the other person is going to cut. They've done this a long time. And no one marking that player in the end zone for the score. Someone trying to pick them up. That was Shaw, I believe, trying to pick up the open end zone player. But there must have been some kind of miscommunication on the switches.
Yeah, almost certainly someone got dragged at some point just trying to do something different. But it looks like Marsh getting a goal there, which is phenomenal. Well positioned to pick that one up.
So we've got a pull coming up now from Cooper.
Yeah, we should see some flashy stuff from him, given that he's promised us 8 breaks. We've got a strong defensive line from DMT. Aldenberg, Carey, Adams as well. Both very good players. And Hutchinson as well has been really active, putting a lot of pressure on. Pull goes up.
We've seen a lot of bids from DMT on defense. They're getting on the ground a lot there. Ooh, and a rolling pull. I wonder if that was touched by Lewis. Indicated that Lewis didn't touch that disc before it rolled out the back, so that means that it will be coming out to the front of the end zone. So that was a close call and a great pull, evidently, by Cooper. So this is the low side now, wind-wise, which means pretty much any throw from here for Taylor Arts is going to be into the wind. Craddock able to keep that in. There's a bit of a deceiving markings on the field here.
Shots up. Cooper trying to get there. Cooper with a huge back. Oh, great bid. Almost getting there to follow up.
Cooper looking a little worse for
wear. Cooper got the cramp again, perhaps.
That was huge. That was his D, though.
It takes a little too much force to get off your feet, and it's causing his calves some grief, it seems. Hobbling off now. That's an amazing effort from the Credo players to try and get that rebid, but just not going to happen.
Vala not willing to give up on that, and he was close. But Cooper, we've seen him bounce before, hit the ground and get back up again. So hopefully his teammates are looking after him.
Yeah, Cooper's done his part now for getting them that break. We just need DMT to play that offense now. Scott coming on and playing the part by starting on the ground where Cooper was.
The first time I've ever seen that joke.
Yeah, I've definitely never seen that before, but I actually I enjoy seeing that in the game. Shows that spirits are still high.
Yeah, that's right.
Cooper getting some treatment on the sideline with a multiple stretching.
We see both teams coming together for Cooper as well.
All right, so Francis on the mark. Big cuts coming in from Hutchinson right away. It will be looked to.
Hutchinson looking in the middle of the field now. Nice break from Hutchinson. Way to sell his mark with his shoulder fakes. We have Adams now. Adams who's looking to get it back to the handlers. She didn't even look downfield. Great in communication with her dump, and it's a big throw.
Big shot break side. Oh, it's drifting right, though. It might end up in the hands. Oh, my God. That's an amazing grab in the end.
Great read. Oh, my gosh. Lily did not give up on that at all.
Some discussion over the sideline, or the back there. We're just going to have a look, see if we can establish a...
We have a
whether or not that was
request for a replay as well from the teams. Watching this replay, we have quite a few players huddled around.
It's big, drifting to the right. Lily just getting there and toes it in, clearly in. That's the goal. That's another break for DMT. Incredible.
So utilizing the tech here, that everyone quickly came to the consensus that his back foot was definitely in. Always good to check. It's really hard to tell in the moment.
Yeah, that's incredible as well, because that breakside huck went up, drifted all the way over all the players, and ended up back on the open side.
And DMT having multiple players there as needed, so that was excellent. And we have a timeout being called, I suspect by Credo, although it's not clear. Sometimes when you're going down a few points, you need a chance to chat to your team.
I think that will be a Credo one if I had to guess, yeah. It's okay though, they've got a lot of points in the bank here. It's I mean we've seen it happen before, but I think it's unlikely that Credo can't put one in. Their offenses look pretty damn good for the most part. We've had just a couple of turns actually from Nauman, unfortunately, just like a little bit wayward, but I think
when you're taking a lot of shots though, you are going to end up turning it more often sometimes as well. You know, if there's a lot of responsibility, he's picking up the disc quite often, Nauman, so
yeah, absolutely.
A lot is being asked of him.
No, absolutely. It does happen, and the wind has definitely made things a little bit trickier. I mean, that last point was definitely a testament to a bit of a misread and a misplay, but it worked out well for DMT.
So we have, we're getting towards the pointy end of this game, and we're also almost at the time cap as well. We've got less than 5 minutes until the hooter goes. It's likely that it's possible that we'll reach time cap. Credo, all they have to do is put it in at this stage. It's an offensively weighted game, all in all, ultimate. So all they have to do is be patient, take the sure things, and make sure that they're being honest about their offense.
Yeah, I like this line that Credo's put out as well. It's like Francis has been doing a lot of good work. Besseline's been getting a lot of good movement downfield, and same with Vala. We've seen some really nice work. So I'm expecting some pretty strong offense here. A clap and a hand up to signal ready for Credo. Scott with the disc, ready to pull.
Let's see, so big pull that looks like it might be fading out to the sideline, although it's coming back now. Tail and Arts to pick up.
Great pull, actually. Just it back in the field. Nice, finding Shaw in the middle with lots of room. Nauman on the sideline. A lot of players streaking deep. Just taking it easy, going to reset to the middle.
They're pretty calm on the disc right now. These throws are going up to the cutters early in that the handlers know that there's going to be someone making a specific cut. They're drilled in that regard.
Oh, that's amazing movement. Taylor Nuts just absolutely toasting the defender there. Looks like Nauman's moved into a downfield roll. He's just taking it easy. Oh, and he throws one leading to Francis. Oh, amazing work by Francis to reel that in. Hadn't expected that to come up, and that's how you know it's a perfect throw. So if you didn't expect it, you still get there. That's fantastic.
When you turn around and it's just in front of you and all you have to do is catch it.
Yeah.
I mean, all you have to do. I say that. But
yeah, no, it's phenomenal work from Francis.
That came out of Nauman's hands so fast. You can see he's going to receive it now he's going to receive it next, I think. And pretty quickly. It's up. He had already seen where Francis was going to be and led him into the score. There we go.
Yeah, there's enough space to use there. That is fantastic. Just as I'd say, Nauman had been taken off throwing duties and put in the downfield. He shows us absolutely can still throw those assists.
So Credo taking that out of a good last-minute effort from DMT to bring the score a little closer, but a convincing win by Credo there.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's it's a victory for Credo, which is quite important in that pool. That's one of those deciding games. So DMT's now got a bit of a battle. If they go down a couple of games and there's a lot of tough teams in that pool, DMT might find themselves at the bit of the bottom of Pool B there. But there's a lot of games to come throughout the weekend. We'll have another game here starting shortly, so make sure to stick around.
That will be beginning at 2 p.m., so in about 40 minutes. We have Laminati from Auckland and Old Boys Sports Club, also from Auckland, coming up at 2 p.m.
Yeah, absolutely. There'll be more great coverage from ULTI.TV. I hope you're having fun. My name's Toby Sutherland.
My name is Rachel Sihani Royal.
And thank you for joining us. See you next time.
ULTI.TV.